Hey y'all, welcome back to Poplar Creek Farm. We are beating the heat by staying inside. It is miserably hot out. It is in the 90s. Real feel is almost 100. Yesterday the real feel was 100. So we've just been staying inside. It is ridiculously humid. It's one of those times when you feel like you're swimming in the air. It is so thick and wet and just blah. I spent a little bit of time in the garden this morning continuing to weed that carrot bed that I was weeding yesterday, but other than that, I'm staying inside because it is just way too hot. So while I'm inside, I started kind of thinking, I've been off a little bit more from work. I'm only working 2 days a week now. So with that, I have a lot more time to start cooking more, cooking from scratch more, planning meals, things like that. So we are also coming into the harvest season. My garden's not producing a whole lot yet. We did have a couple beets out of the garden and we've had some peas to snack on, but the peas are gonna come in hot real soon and the beets are growing very well as well. So we'll have lots coming out in just, a handful of days, weeks. We're gonna be swimming in food, which is wonderful. So with that, I've done this before in the summertime and it worked out great. We are going to go ahead and do the Pantry Challenge again, which if you're not familiar with the Pantry Challenge, basically the idea is to go a month without going to the grocery store, without purchasing from a grocery store, things like that. So I'm not somebody who is like super strict with the Pantry Challenge. I am not somebody who is like, oh, if you don't have it and you need it, you don't buy it. Like regardless, you don't buy it. Like if I run out of my coffee, I'm gonna go buy some more coffee. But for the most part, we don't buy anything at the grocery store for the month when we're doing the Pantry Challenge. We've done it multiple times before. Summer, I think, is kind of the best time, the easiest time, because you can quite literally grocery shop in your garden, which is wonderful. So we are gonna do it for July and August, potentially September too, if we can push it that far, but we'll see. Again, if things come up that we really need, we run out of flour, although I don't think we will because I just ordered flour through Azure. But if we run out of things that are really necessary, we will purchase them. We aren't going to be so strict that we can't purchase anything, but keep it very limited. So one of the things that I'm doing, we will meal prep a lot. We'll meal plan and kind of have our week set out with what we're going to cook so that we know what we need for the week. So I can cook things ahead of time. We have a lot of meat in our freezer, so we will look through that and kind of plan our meals based off of that and what we have in our pantry. Eggs are coming in hot right now, so we will make sure that we are using those in a lot of our meal planning. Obviously, baked goods are easy because we can do that pretty much from scratch no matter what. We don't have any dairy animals on our farm, so we don't produce any milk or anything. I think I'll have enough cheese, and I have plenty of butter to get through the couple months. But if milk is something I need for a recipe, like my bread recipe, I need milk for. We do buy Lactaid because my daughter are especially sensitive to lactose, as am I actually. So that milk lasts a long time. I would prefer to have raw milk, but it's hard to find a good source or to get onto the list to actually be able to get it. So I may buy some milk if needed, but we use it sparingly. So not that we are doing the Pantry Challenge quite yet. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and start it in July. We do have a camping trip in July, so we will kind of modify for that little bit of time, the 2 days or whatever that we're camping. Get what we need for a camping trip, s'mores, things like that. But today it made me think of doing the Pantry Challenge when I realized I'm out of pizza sauce and we wanted to make pizza for dinner. So I don't have tomatoes yet out of the garden, obviously. I'm in upstate New York. We do not have tomatoes and will not have tomatoes probably till end of July. We have itty bitty baby tomatoes, but they will not be ripe until probably end of July. So I have lots of spaghetti sauce. So I went ahead and took 2 jars of spaghetti sauce and am boiling it down on the stove to thicken it, because basically it's the same thing as my spaghetti sauce. It's just thicker. So I'm taking that and boiling that down to make a pizza sauce. And you can be really creative. And that's what I love about the Pantry Challenge is it forces you to be creative with your food. It forces you to use what you have instead of just relying on the convenience of the grocery store. You know, oh, I'm craving this, so I'm going to go ahead and buy XYZ. I'm going to buy these ingredients. So we kind of have to eat seasonally within the Pantry Challenge. We kind of have to eat with what we have preserved for the year, what we can make. Obviously, again, I have flour, sugar. We'll have honey coming out of like bees soon. Actually, tomorrow I'm going to get into them, and hopefully we'll be able to harvest some honey. I'm excited about that. But we are going to limit what we buy very, very much so. Like I said, we will only buy necessities within those 2 months, potentially 3 months, and just see. Again, it makes me creative, but it also saves us a lot of money. We don't then spend nearly what we normally would at the grocery store. Obviously, we might spend a little bit of money, but it's nothing like what we would if we were relying fully on the grocery store. So I encourage you guys to join in, even if it's, again, a modified version. You know, you normally grocery shop every week, do every 2 weeks, and use what you have out of the garden. Or you can even do something where it's more of like a locavore. I'm probably saying that word wrong, but basically eating locally. So going to farmers markets and eating locally versus just relying on the grocery store. This time of year is the best time of year for that kind of thing. And you can eat really locally and eat really seasonally, which is the best for us anyways. Nutritionally, the food is higher in nutritional value when it is harvested in season and harvested at full ripeness. So it's good all around. Most of the time it will save you money and makes you more creative and makes the food healthier and honestly tastier too. So I hope you guys will join me in the Pantry Challenge, and I will keep you guys updated. Again, we're doing it for at least July and August, and I will do probably at least once a week a video on an update about the Pantry Challenge, what we've been eating for the week, what we're harvesting, what we're relying on, and some ways we're getting creative with what we have. So thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Remember, we're growing today for a better tomorrow. Please like and subscribe and join me on the next one.